You're listening to round 9 of the 2022 Kickoff Western Supersite. This is the first round of an advantaged final between Auburn from Illinois and Buffalo Grove, also from Illinois. Auburn has the advantage. If Buffalo Grove wins this game, they must win again. If Auburn wins this game, they're the champions of the tournament. We're going to have each team do a buzzer check quickly and then go around, introduce themselves, and then we'll get started. Starting with Auburn, please.
Hello, my name is Alex, and my second favorite quiz bowler is Rohan Ganeshan. I'm Colby.
Wow.
I'm Brielle, and out of interest of self-preservation, I choose not to cheer rake.
I'm Sinesio, and my favorite tournament director is Owen Riley.
Correct. Buffalo Grove.
Hi, my name is Rohan, and my favorite burger at the Gargus Bargus is the garlic burger.
I'm Lucas, and my favorite burger at the Gargus Bargus is the garlic burger.
I am Joe, and my favorite burger at the Gargus Bargus is the garlic burger.
And our favorite quiz bowler is Sinesio Morales.
Love you too, Rohan.
Glad to hear it. Team unity. All right. Score sheet all set up. We all ready to go?
Yeah.
Very good. Toss up 1. This is the heaviest elements used to test for the presence of methyl ketones by replacing 3 atoms in chloroform with 3 atoms of this element. An anion containing 3 atoms of this element single bonded to each other takes on a linear shape. Like naphthalene and CO2, this element undergoes sublimation at room temperature. This element's silver, Brielle.
Nitrogen.
Next 5. Silver salt is the most common non-water molecule used to induce nucleation during cloud seeding. Rohan.
Iodine.
10. Bonus 1 to Buffalo Grove. Answer some questions about the flame test for 10 points each. The flame test commonly uses this apparatus to provide a flame. This apparatus, named for a German chemist, is also used to sterilize loops in microbiology.
Our answer is a Bunsen burner.
This element's halides produce a green or blue-green flame. In solution, this element's +2 ion forms a sulfate that produces a sky blue solution, and this element's sulfate pentahydrate produces blue crystals.
It's copper. Our answer is copper.
This alkali metal produces a bright yellow flame. This element's hydroxide forms a strong base called Li.
Oh, is it sodium? Our answer is sodium.
30. Toss up 2. In one play by this author, a character is guided by heaven's will to marry his daughter off to the title character. This author also wrote about a title character who fakes his own death to find out his wife only wants his money. In a different... Rohan.
Sophocles.
Next 5. In a different play by this author, incriminating letters that belonged to Orgon's friend were stolen by the title character. This author dies while performing... Sinesio.
Lear.
10. Bonus 2 to Auburn. After losing a war, this tribe's name was banned, and it was forced to assimilate into the Narragansett and Mohegan tribes for 10 points each. Name this tribe, which fought England and their allies in a namesake 1600s war. Hundreds of this tribe's people were killed by John Mason's troops in the Mystic Massacre.
Oh,
I think it
she said
Pequot.
Pequot. Is that right? I don't know.
I mean, that's the
I
most.
thought it was like Powhatan.
Answer?
That's a cheat.
Say whatever you want.
Powhatan.
Direct.
What did you say?
Paladin.
Pequots?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's it. That's
Pequots killed John Stone on a river named Ford this state, helping spark the war. The treaty that ended the war, which banned the Pequot language, was signed in the state's capital of Hartford.
Connecticut.
Our answer is Connecticut.
Before the English arrived at Connecticut, the Pequot primarily traded with merchants from this country. Peter Stuyvesant was the last governor of a colony this country sold to Britain.
Our answer is the Netherlands.
20.
I'm so sorry, Brielle.
Toss up 3. When a form of this phenomenon is negative, an economy's short-term output is higher than its long-term potential GDP. Because marginal attachment decreases during the start of a recovery, the U3 measure of this phenomenon increases. A 1% increase in this phenomenon causes a 2%. Sinesio.
Unemployment.
Power.
Nice.
Bonus 3, Auburn. Norman Boker drives around a lake in Iowa on the 4th of July while thinking about how he blew his chance at a silver star in this work's chapter, speaking of courage, for 10 points each. Name this collection of linked short stories in which Ted Lavender is killed while Jimmy Cross is thinking of his girlfriend and Kiowa dies in a field of sewage.
Our answer is The Things They Carried.
The Things They Carried details Alpha Company's experiences during this war. A veteran of this war is tortured by the man with no face in The Sympathizer.
Our answer is Vietnam.
The narrator of The Sympathizer dies while consulting on a work in this medium about the Vietnam War titled The Hamlet. Other works in this medium about the Vietnam War include Platoon and Apocalypse Now.
Just a movie. Our answer is a movie.
30. Toss-up 4. In this city, a sign reading "Turn left or get shot" was put up in front of a police barricade. A conflict in this city, triggered by fabric rationing rules, was fought between returning sailors and groups of Mexican Americans. The Zoot Suit riots took place in this. Rohan.
Los Angeles.
Power. Bonus 4 to Buffalo Grove. In a recent Daniel Fish revival of this musical, some audience members sit at tables on the edge of the staging area for 10 points each. Name this Rodgers and Hammerstein musical set during the title States Gaining of Statehood. It features songs like What a Beautiful Morning.
Our answer is Oklahoma.
In Fish's staging of a song titled Poor, this character is dead. The theater's lights shut off, and this character's face is projected into a wall. In that song, this character's rival, Curly, comedically tries to convince him to kill himself.
Our answer is Lenny.
Judd Fry. The Daniel Fish revival used a modernized dream ballet instead of one created by Agnes DeMille, who served in this role for the original production of Oklahoma. People in this profession create the dance steps used in musicals.
Our answer is choreographers.
20. Toss-up 5. In a city in this country, satirical public figures called ninots are constructed and then publicly burned in one festival. After a performer at a parade in this country was pelted with fruit, a festival in which... Rohan.
Spain.
Power.
Oh, that's the.
This is bonus 5. Pliny recounted the cutting of this substance from an oak tree in a druid ritual involving the sacrifice of 2 white bulls for 10 points each. Named this substance. Frigg made all substances except this one, promised not to hurt her son. Unfortunately, her son died after being struck by an arrow made from the substance.
Our answer is mistletoe.
The blind god Hoder killed this brother and Norse god of light after being tricked into firing a mistletoe arrow at him. This god's ship, Hringhorni, was pushed into the sea at his funeral.
Our answer is Balder.
Holder was tricked into killing Balder by this Norse trickster. This god is the father of the horse Sleipnir and the Midgard serpent.
Our answer is Loki.
Yep. That's 30. Toss-up 6. Players of this instrument often learn from a set of 32 etudes by Cyril Rose. This instrument's predecessor, the Shalomon. Rohan.
The viola.
Make 5. Names the first register of this instrument, and players can cross the break to reach the second clarion register. One concerto for this instrument was originally written for a basset version of this instrument. Anton Stadler was the dedicatee of that A major concerto for this instrument by Mozart. Aaron Copland dedicated his concerto for this instrument to Benny Goodman. For 10 points, name the single reed woodwind instrument that is pitched in B flat. Sinesio.
Clarinet.
10. Bonus 6. Auburn. This man was revealed to have lied under oath after his lawyer accidentally sent a copy of his cell phone to the opposing counsel. For 10 points each. Named this man, who was recently ordered to pay $45.2 million in damages after losing defamation suits against the parents of Sandy Hook shooting victims.
Alex Jones.
Our answer is Jones.
Alex Jones lost the Sandy Hook defamation suits by default judgments after failing to comply with this pretrial procedure in which both parties obtain evidence from one another.
Like cross examination.
No.
Is that not the same thing? No.
Mm-mm.
No. I don't know.
Answer.
Our answer is cross examination.
Discovery. Jones was accused of hiding assets after suits were filed against him by transferring funds to shell companies and then undergoing this process. Corporations that cannot repay their debts undergo reorganization in the Chapter 11 form of this process.
Our answer is bankruptcy.
Yes, that is 20. Toss-up 7. The set of points whose distance between 2 points have a constant ratio forms one of these shapes named after Apollonius. The radical center of 3 of these shapes forms the intersection of their pairwise radical axes, which is a consequence of the power of a point. In inversion, Rohan.
Like a circle.
Power. Bonus 7. Andrea Andrea Mantegna used foreshortening, a form of this technique, in the Lamentation over the Dead Christ for 10 points each. Name this technique, which artists used to depict three-dimensional space on a flat canvas. Further objects are shown as smaller in this technique, in which parallel lines are drawn such that they converge at a vanishing point.
Our answer is perspective.
This Italian artist used a mirror in order to rediscover linear perspective. This artist's rival, Lorenzo Ghiberti, was awarded the commission for the doors to the Florence Baptistry after a contest against this artist.
Our answer is Brunelleschi.
In the di sotto in su technique, perspective creates the illusion of three-dimensional space in these features of a building. A Mantegna fresco on this feature of the Camera degli Sposi simulates an oculus.
Our answer is a dome.
Say again, sorry?
A dome.
Yes, that's 30. Toss up 8. A character in this novel fails to realize it is easier to start a war than to end it. Despite the stench of gunpowder, no weapon was found to have murdered a character in this novel whose blood trickles through the street. In this novel, only one man remembers the massacre of 300 plantation workers. A character, Rohan,
100 Years of Solitude.
10. Bonus 8. Buffalo Grove. This duo parted ways in 2021 because one of its members didn't want to make movies anymore, according to Carter Burwell for 10 points each. Name this duo who co-directed Fargo, True Grit, and No Country for Old Men.
The Coen
Go,
brothers.
go.
The Coen brothers?
Yes. Without Ethan, Joel Cohen directed a film adaptation of this Shakespeare play starring Denzel Washington and Frances McDormand. This play's title character murders Duncan to become King of Scotland.
Our answer is Macbeth.
The tragedy of Macbeth was filmed in this unusual manner, as were the recent films The Lighthouse and Passing. Most commercially successful films before the 1950s had this trait. The description is acceptable.
Go.
Black and white.
30.
Nice.
Toss up 9. In a period preceding this holiday, Jews with SPQR written on their forehead were forced to run through the streets of Rome naked while spectators threw oranges at them. Clean Monday marks the beginning of the great form of this holiday in Orthodox churches. This holiday celebrates Jesus' refusal to make bread out of stone for Satan during a period spent in the desert. Ash crosses are drawn on the forehead of Western. Lucas.
Ash Wednesday?
Prompt.
Can
you be less specific?
Wednesday? What? Sorry, Ash Day? I don't.
I am going to neg you. Protest if you wish. Sinesio.
When
10. This is bonus 9 for Auburn. The force exerted by these objects equals negative displacement times their namesake constant for 10 points each. Name these objects that are subject to Hooke's law. These elastic, coil-shaped objects store mechanical energy when compressed or stretched.
our answer is spring.
As a material undergoes elastic deformation, plotting this quantity against strain produces a straight line. It's not pressure, but this quantity has units of force per unit area.
Our answer is stress.
Past the yield point, this other type of deformation occurs where a material cannot revert to its original state. This behavior is shown in the rightward curved region on stress strain curves.
Our answer is fracture.
No, I have plastic deformation. Sorry, it's 20. Toss up 10. One sculpture from an ancient city in this modern day country depicts a seated woman giving birth on a throne with feline armrests. In this country, the seventh of another ancient city's 9 layers shows scorch marks consistent with a foreign siege. This country contains the Neolithic city of Çatalhöyük. Rohan.
Turkey.
Power. Sorry for tripping over my words there. This is bonus 10 for Buffalo Grove. This leader was humiliated in a conflict that saw opposing Chadian soldiers equip pickup trucks with anti-tank missiles, the Toyota War. For 10 points each, name this North African dictator from Sirte who was overthrown in the Arab Spring. This dictator outlined his political philosophy in the Green Book and accepted responsibility for the Lockerbie bombing.
Our answer is Gaddafi.
Gaddafi led this North African country, which disputed the Aouzou Strip with its southern neighbor, Chad. The U.S. embassy in this country's city of Benghazi was attacked in 2012.
Our answer is Libya.
The Aouzou Strip is rich in deposits of this resource. The 2003 Joseph Wilson op-ed in the New York Times revealed the claims of Saddam Hussein purchasing this resource from Niger were exaggerated.
Our answer is uranium.
30, it's halftime. And we resume with toss-up 11. An artist who made many paintings of New York City in this style, Child Hassam, was a Rohan?
Child Hassam was abstract expressionism.
Make 5. Alex?
Impressionism.
Nice.
Power Volch. Bonus 11.
I like written knowledge.
Auburn. The handsomest corpse in Great Britain is one of the many Bobby Watsons discussed in this play for 10 points each. Name this play in which Mary recites a poem in which everything catches on fire. If a character in this play A character in this play claims the title character always wears her hair in the same style while talking to Mary's former lover.
What?
Wait, is this isn't that what I'm talking about? No.
Anything?
Answer,
Our answer is Miss Julie.
The Bald Soprano,
Okay.
which is by this Romanian absurdist playwright who wrote about a character who screams, "I'm not capitulating," in his play Rhinoceros.
Our answer is Ionesco.
Ionesco wrote The Bald Soprano and Rhinoceros in this language that was also used by Paris native Jean Genet to write The Maids.
Our answer is French.
20. Toss up 12. Both nitrogen and this other heteroatom are found in the 5-member ring of vitamin B1. This element and iron are found in namesake clusters in proteins. Sinesio.
Sulfur.
Power.
Mm.
Bonus 12 to Auburn. Ladies would throw their garments on stage when this pianist performed for 10 points each. Name this composer who triggered a namesake mania with his virtuoso piano playing. He composed works named Follet and Mazeppa, part of his Transcendental Etudes.
Our answer is Liszt.
Liszt hailed from this country, the namesake of a collection of 19 rhapsodies he wrote. Other composers from this country include Georgi Ligeti and Bela Bartok.
Our answer is Hungary.
This Liszt piece has the tempo marking poco allegro con affetto and opens with a short E flat, long C, long C, long C. It is the third of a set of 3 solo piano works depicting love.
Liebestrom number 3, direct.
30. Well done. Toss up 13. In one novel by this author, the Hollywood millionaire Joe Stoit seeks the path to immortality. Another novel by this author sees the journalist Walter Bidlake fall in love with the promiscuous Lucy Tatamount. Rohan.
Huxley.
Power.
Let's go.
Bonus 13 to Buffalo Grove. The protein P53 is crucial in preventing these diseases for 10 points each. Name these diseases characterized by uncontrolled cell growth. They can cause tumors and can be treated with chemotherapy.
Our answer is cancer.
Cancers of this type can be divided into 2 main types based on the presence of Reed-Sternberg cells. Burkitt names a type of this blood cancer that can be caused by the Epstein-Barr virus.
Our answer is lymphoma.
The Reed-Sternberg cells found in sufferers of Hodgkin's lymphoma originate from this type of cell that matures in the bone marrow in mammals. These cells produce antibodies.
Our answer is B cells.
30. Toss up 14. A king offers one of these figures to place a foot on his head after he has asked for 3 paces of land. Sinesio.
Avatars of Vishnu.
Power.
Nice.
Bonus 14. In this country, a coalition led by a tribe described as lazy fools was finally crushed at the Angevarian Wall for 10 points each. Name this modern-day country where Arminius led 3 legions into an ambush in the Teutoburg Forest.
Just Germany.
Germany.
Yeah.
Our answer is Germany.
After Teutoburg Forest, this emperor would periodically bash his head into a wall, yelling, "Quinctilius Varus, give me back my legions." This first Roman emperor defeated Mark Antony and Cleopatra at the Battle of Actium.
Our answer is Octavian.
This Roman historian dubs the Cherusci lazy fools in his Germania. This historian may have completely made up the speech attributed to Calgacus in the Agricola, a biography of his father-in-law.
Germanius is Tacitus.
Tacitus. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Our answer is Tacitus.
30.
Nice.
Toss up 15. The flag of a loose 15th century movement of these people featured a tied leather shoe. These people demanded the return of communal forests and an end to the Todfall inheritance tax in the 12 Articles. These people, who were led by Thomas Muntzer, were criticized and attracted. Rohan.
Like Anabaptists.
Neg 5. Were criticized in a tract titled "Against the Murderous Thieving Hordes of These People," written by Martin Luther. The Swabian League crushed a 1525 German revolt of these people, who were likened to the working class proletariat in analyses of that war by Friedrich Engels. For 10 points, name this lower class of people in medieval society. Alex.
Peasants.
10. Bonus 15. This work consists of 10 considerations for 10 points each. Name this early work of Christian apologetics, which claims that man is held over the pit of hell much as one holds a spider over a fire.
Sinners in the hands of an angry God. Our answer is sinners in the hands of an angry God.
Which is one of these lectures often delivered by preachers. Jesus claims, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth," in one of these speeches on the Mount.
Our answer is sermons.
Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God was written by Jonathan Edwards, a leader of a 1730s religious revival with this name. The Burned Over District was a hotspot for another movement with this name.
Our answer is Great Awakening.
Yes, that is 30.
What was the middle of? Oh, sermons.
Sermons.
Score check, please.
Yeah, after 15 toss-ups, I have Auburn with 295 and Buffalo Grove with 270.
So that's three.
All right.
We're both playing for three. So.
Toss up 16. After a loss to the Miami Heat in the 2012 playoffs, one player from this NBA team injured his hand by punching a fire extinguisher. Wilt Chamberlain reportedly scored 100 points against this team in 1962. This team has been accused of rigging the 1985 NBA draft in order to draft center Patrick Ewing. Joe,
Knicks.
10.
I should have known Wilt Chamberlain.
Bonus 16. Buffalo Grove answered these questions about various types of zithers around the world for 10 points each. A group of box zithers, including the Kantele and Kokle, is part of the Psaltery of this region, which includes the nations of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. This region is named after a large sea in northern Europe.
Our answer is the Baltic.
The valija, named for the bamboo species used to make its wood, is a tube zither that is the national instrument of this country. One of this country's official languages is the westernmost Austronesian language.
Our answer is Madagascar.
The berimbau, a bar zither that uses a bow to play rather than a plectrum, is heavily used in the capoeira martial art of this country. This country's bossa nova style was incorporated in a jazz song named after Ipanema Beach.
Our answer is Brazil.
30. Toss-up 17. The Schwarzschild radius equals 2g times this quantity divided by the speed of light squared. Empirically, luminosity is proportional to this quantity to the 3.5 power for main sequence stars. Rohan.
Temperature.
Like 5. A black hole can be characterized by charge, angular momentum, and this quantity according to the no-hair theorem. The Chandrasekhar limit gives the maximum value of this quantity for a white dwarf. For two objects, the force of gravity is proportional to the product of this quantity for each object. Albert Einstein stated that energy equals this quantity times the speed of light squared. Sinesio.
Mass.
10. Bonus 17 to Auburn.
The power of the
Meme Ortiz wins the first annual Tarzan jumping contest in a novel titled for one of these objects for 10 points each. Esperanza Cordera lives in what type of building in a novel by Sandra Cisneros set on Mango Street?
Our answer is house.
A character interprets the note, "I love you and I want to talk to you," as a marriage proposal in this Trinidadian author's novel, A House for Mr. Biswas.
Our answer is Naipaul.
In this author's short story, House Taken Over, the continuously knitting Irene flees her home with her brother after being frightened by mysterious noises. This author wrote about Horacio Oliveira's search for La Maga in his novel Hopscotch.
Our answer is Cortazar.
30. Can I get a score check again?
After 17 toss-ups, I have Auburn with 335 and Buffalo Grove with 305.
All right. 3 to go. Toss up 18. One politician from this state sparked controversy by describing 9/11 as some people who did something. Another politician from this state who has been accused of mistreating her staff pulled her vote on the Journalism Competition and Preservation Act after Ted Cruz forced through a pro-Republican amendment. A man from this state was prosecuted by Matthew Frank. The state's governor, Tim Walz, declared 8 minutes and 46 seconds of silence on Blackout 2. Lucas.
Minnesota.
10. Bonus 18. Buffalo Grove, the author of the prose edda Snorri Sturluson, was a law speaker of a parliament in this country for 10 points each. Name this country home to the Althing, the oldest European parliament that is still functioning.
Our answer is Iceland.
In the year 1000, the law speaker Thorgeir Thorkelsson officially decreed that Iceland would undergo this process. Thorgeir legendarily threw idols into the Godafoss waterfall to signal this process. A description is acceptable.
Process.
That Iceland's undergoing.
Our answer is Iceland is sinking.
Christianization.
Oh,
God.
Iceland was made Lutheran after its colonization by this Scandinavian country. Greenland is a constituent country of this kingdom governed from Copenhagen.
Our answer is Denmark.
20.
So we're tied now, right?
The game is tied with 2 cycles to go. As a reminder, if Auburn wins this game, Auburn wins the tournament. If Buffalo Grove wins this game, there will be another game for all the marbles. So that being said, here we go. Toss up 19. The narrator of this novel visits the Swastika Holding Company after a funeral. A character in this novel claims it takes 2 to make an accident after being criticized for her driving. A gambler in this novel who wears cufflinks made of human. Rohan.
The Great Gatsby.
Power. Bonus 19 to Buffalo Grove. The power released by this process is approximately proportional to temperature to the 40th power for 10 points each. Name this process that fuses 3 helium atoms to form carbon-12 in the cores of stars.
Our answer is triple alpha.
On the other hand, helium can be formed from 2 copies of this element in the proton-proton chain. This is the most common element in the universe.
Our answer is hydrogen.
The proton-proton chain powers this star. This star is located at the center of the solar system.
Our answer is the sun.
30. Toss-up 20. The Mutapa kingdom became prosperous through the trade of this commodity at its port of Sofala. Frederick Hogson's attempts to acquire an object made from this substance sparked a war with Queen Ya Asantewa. That object, Rohan,
Gold.
power.
It's the golden celestial dust.
Final bonus to Buffalo Grove for 10 points each. Answer some questions about people who have drowned in England. Maggie and Tom Tulliver drowned in the Tidal River in The Mill on the Floss, a novel written by this British author who wrote about Dorothea Brooke in Middlemarch.
Our answer is George Eliot.
This author drowned herself in the river Ouse in 1941 after writing novels like The Waves and Orlando.
Our answer is Wolf.
At the end of this novel, Eustacia Vi drowns in Shadwater Wear after attempting to have an affair with Damon Wildeve. Clem Yeobright is the title character of this Thomas Hardy novel.
Our answer is The Return of the Native.
30, final score.
Yeah, at the end of the round, I have Auburn 335 and Buffalo Grove 425.